The Buccaneers suffer a tough loss despite Baker's efforts to try to come back against the Eagles. They lose the game 31-23, and there's no shame in losing to the defending world champs. However, the concern for the Bucs is this is the start of their schedule that gets really, really treacherous. I mean, for the Bucs, hard to start without saying Mike Evans hurt for this game. Huge. He was hurt at the end of the last game against the Jets, so him not being in definitely an impact. But Chris Godwin came back in, looked very good for them. But despite that, they just couldn't come up with the win. I mean, I think for the Bucs, couple of things. Their offense just has started off slow every week. This was more of the same. They tried to use a lot of Bucky Irving. It seems like maybe Todd Bowles is trying to protect his defense by running the ball, slowing the pace a little bit early in these games. Like we saw them look good against the Texans, but they haven't really looked good against anyone else. I mean, Pena's had 20 on them, and kind of should have 23 if a game-winning field goal goes in, and that game goes to overtime. The Jets, yes, they had a blocked field goal, and we'll get to that. But they did have 20 points, including 2 back-to-back touchdown drives with Tyrod Taylor. And today they couldn't really stop anything without Vita Vea getting a sack, or the Eagles kind of imploding and throwing at A.J. Brown 3 times. So not really the defense that you want to see from Todd Bowles. And what it's affecting is the offense, because they're trying to, it looks like, compensate maybe for that a little bit. One thing that the Bucs didn't do before this game was turn the ball over. They did it twice. Baker Mayfield, an interception in the red zone. That was just a bad one. You can't really have that play. Trying to run around, trying to make things happen. And he felt the pressure of that defense. And take nothing away, Baker was great this game and great all season. Just a bad play, but you just kind of can't have that. And it really gave the Eagles defense something, because the Bucs looked like they were just shredding them going down the field, going to score a touchdown, tie it up, and then we were going to be in a way different situation. As much as they fought, they just couldn't come back from how bad it started for them on the defense and the offensive end. And really, it's that block kick. And after last week, you got to work on blocking. Like, you got to know, something. I don't know. It's tough. Special teams coach not doing a great job there, because last week you had a field goal blocked. This week it was a punt block. Now McLaughlin actually hit a 65-yarder. I don't give the kicker that credit for that, not the special teams, but yeah, just the start of the game again. Like they came out halftime, it was 24-6. They didn't move with any of the speed that they moved with in the second half, and the problem with that became in the second half. A couple of times you had Ibuka leaving the field because he was too gassed on that last drive. Then Baker, you can see him like he's exhausted because he's running for his life on that last drive. It was just hot out there, but all the effort. It's like a basketball term. Sometimes when you're down 20, the problem is you got to finish off the comeback. So you'll get it down to 5, or in this case, 8. I guess technically same scores now, really. It was basically an 18-point comeback. So they got it to 8, but once they got it to 8, they just didn't have the finishing push this game to finish that off. And it was just, hot game. And they also had to come back from a huge deficit. Defense could not get any stops in the first half. And I know we had the punt block, but still, that's 17 other points that the Eagles were able to get, and they didn't get those turnovers in the first half. And I think that's why you kind of saw Bucky and Baker kind of go out and press it a little bit, make turnovers, but they were making plays out there too. I mean, Bucky had that crazy touchdown. The 2 big plays, the Bucky play, just Baker's ability to move and then keep his eyes downfield, just crazy stuff. And Bucky, you just got a rookie linebacker, Campbell, on him, and there's just no one behind him. But a great play by Bucky to cut it up the field, get open on that bomb, catch it, and really make it happen. And Bucky was snapping the whole game. He was trying to save it for them the entire time. Ibuka, big touchdown for him as well. Those are the 2 players. They made plays. I mean, the offense made plays, but it was just how slow they started. And I think the Eagles caught them off guard with how much they were able to score. So you can't read the press clippings. You got to go out there and focus. And the Eagles' defense had been a weakness on that team. Now, of course, with no Mike Evans, that does change a lot, because if you have Evans, Godwin, and Ibuka, that's going to be a really scary team to play if they all stay healthy in that point. However, and Vita Vea, the run defense with Vita Vea is still good. Well, I can't say the run defense. The Barkley run defense, it just hurts. He just did what he needed to do. No real pass rush that you kind of want to see from them. But I just think it really looked like the Eagles just had plays ready for the Bucs in situations. They had blitzes dialed up on third downs that the Bucs had some as well, but it just looked like the Eagles were just better coaching that. That blocked punt really did change the entire tenor of the game, because if not for that, Baker's right. He still was in range, but imagine without those 7 points, we actually are in a tied game and he has the ball in that situation. So Bowles really has to tighten it up, and they're 3-1. Like, that's the good thing. I'd still say no problems again on the offense. It's just the defense got to do something. And hopefully, as I watch more Bucs games, I'll be able to give you more insight. But it just looks like they get no pass rush other than Vita. And Vita was doing great up the middle, but the problem with that is a lot of those times, once they did block Vita, you could see Hurts scramble for the 62 yards. And not a lot of teams are going to be able to exploit that, but the Eagles just happen to be one of those teams. Bucky's great. Ibuka's great, but that offense has got to open it up a little sooner. I understand playing like they wanted to play. They haven't had turnovers early in the season, and they've kept it close. But these next couple of games are going to get really interesting. Next up, they play. These next three are crazy. They play the Seahawks, who are 3-1, the 49ers, the 49ers are beat up and like pretty decrepit, but they're also 3-1. The Detroit Lions, who are now a terrifying 3-1, as they look like their offense is completely back and ready to go. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to find out a lot about the Bucs. I think if you're a Bucs fan, you should be excited about this opportunity. Now, no bullshit. I don't normally say that. If you don't like to play a tough schedule. You'd rather win some easy games. But specifically for the Bucs, they need to figure out what their issues are. And bigger than that, they're in a division where the Falcons are 2-2, but they have that game lead over the Falcons. So it's not necessarily, it's kind of a good spot, and you really want to start beating some good teams, because early in the season they got to play the Texans, who are 0-3. They played the Jets, who are 0-3, and I forget who else they played. They played the Falcons, who they're 2-2 now, so they're okay. But that was a scratch-out game, and then you lose to a very, very good football team, again, that just won a Super Bowl. Go Birds! But that's right now the situation for the Bucs. Is these next three, we're going to learn a lot about this team. I think for them, I'm going to be honest, especially with no Evans, that's kind of what their team is based around. You'd be thrilled if you get to 2-1. Those are three really good teams. Really good teams. Two of them with really great defenses, and the Lions defense and offense just figuring it out. And the Lions could definitely pop the Buccaneers defense. The sky's not falling for Tampa Bay. It's just a loss, and they're 3-0. All those clutch wins, they build you a little bit of a barrier, so that's good. But you can't live off of that for too long in the NFL. We know Baker's clutch, but they got to come out on offense, have some sort of push early, and they did against the Jets. It's just all got to come together. I think, in fairness, I think the defense is more of an issue. We haven't really. It's tough. It's tough to tell. But it just seems like they don't get off the fast starts. I'll put it like that. They did last week. I don't know. The Bucs. It's hard to judge them purely off this game. It's a tough game playing the Eagles. You know what I mean to say? Playing right now the best team in the league, but against Seattle, the 49ers, and Lions. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna learn a lot, because those are top tier NFC teams, and the NFC West has been going crazy, and the defenses are there. So for the Bucs, it's gonna be fun as a football fan to watch. Maybe not as a Bucs fan, sorry, but as a football fan, I'm excited to see what happens with them these upcoming weeks, because they look like a good team. They're a really good team. Oh, by the way, gotta shout this guy out. Cameron Johnson, punt returner from, where is he from? I just saw where he's from. He's the first ever player from his college. But this guy, as a punt returner, he's nasty. He was cooking us on kick returns and punt returns. He has a chance to really be an explosive player in this league. It's not coming up. I'm sorry, Cameron Johnson. I got your name out there, though. And he number 19, I mean, he was just out there cooking us. It was their special teams. The thing is, their special teams would have been great if not for that block punt, but that block punt is really the difference in the game. They just got to work on their blocking, and they have something here. Also, their kickoffs weren't great. We had some good kick returns, but it's 2 top teams. It was a fun game, fun to watch. Bucs fans, don't feel too bad. We just owed you one. You know, there's a lot of talk about how you guys were better than us, so we just had to beat you one time to shut up the Bowles versus Hurts mess. But Baker's a great player, and some of the throws he was making, and the 3rd down run, he was just, dude was balling out there. Some stuff when players are great, I want to be mad, I just can't be. And Baker just, he's playing at a high level right now. But that offense definitely has some work to do, figuring it out without Evans. But I think they'll be fine. And that defense, it's got to be a little bit better in generating some pressure. They have Hassan Reddick there. They just have to generate it. So we will see what happens with the Bucs. Next up, Seattle. So let's see if Tampa Bay can bounce back and win that game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do weekly videos for each team. So we have playlists directed to your team and the week in the description. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and most importantly, comment in that section. I'd love to talk to you guys about what you think about the videos, what could be improved, what I did right. Thank you again. Lumia Sports. Peace.